And now joining us, Bill, is a very interesting guest. We had no idea he was going to be here, but this man was certainly at the middle of a political firestorm. His name is Tim Adams, and he was the chief election clerk for the city and county of Honolulu, Hawaii, during the 2008 presidential election. Why is that significant, Bill?
That is significant because that is where questions were raised about the citizenship and origin of the current president, Barack Obama. Tell us what you know, Tim.
You're in a unique position to have a little information about the birth certificate issue?
Yes, I was chief elections clerk for the city and county of Honolulu on a temporary contract. I ran an office that verified voter eligibility and had a staff of about 50 people. When this question came up, I had access to all the usual government databases that people have to verify identity, NCIS, Social Security, all these other things that we use on average voters. There were two people higher than me in our office who are under the city clerk of Honolulu, and the question came up about the birth certificate and about President Obama's birthplace. In our professional opinion, Barack Obama was not born in the United States, and there is no Hawaii long-form birth certificate.
This should be shouted from the rooftops from the biggest venues in the world, and yet here we are on the political cesspool. I mean, this man was in a unique position to confirm or disconfirm the whole birth certificate hysteria. The chief elections clerk for the city and county of Honolulu, Hawaii, and he just told you a big part of the story. Bill.
Well, Tim, when this information, was it pretty common knowledge within that office that there was no long-form birth certificate?
It was openly admitted by everyone in the office who was above me, at least my immediate supervisors, that there is no documentation.
For Obama being a naturalized American citizen born here with the birth certificate.
Barack Obama was not born in Hawaii.
And I guess the fact that you know that, and you're speaking out on it, you're probably no longer the chief elections clerk of Honolulu.
That's another interesting story. I was there from the start of the election cycle when they hired us in the spring until August of that year. We had a set of documents, 50 identity documents, stolen out of the office, and they were all the voting records, the ballots that people sent in who were members of the U.S. Foreign Service in the Pacific Rim. Now, why this is significant is these are ambassadors and people who work in embassies and so on around the Pacific. They're mailing in their absentee ballots for the presidential election. Someone stole these, and since these are political appointee positions, they would now know whether or not they voted for the current president.
Interesting. I see. So this was a way of finding out who should remain in the diplomatic corps and who should not, or who should remain in the Foreign Service or not, correct?
That's what we believe, yes.
So there's a little election fraud as well involved in this whole scheme.
Ugly enrolled at the University of Hawaii. I went back to school and let them fight it out among themselves. I'm currently teaching at Western Kentucky University in the graduate program.